Okay, today we have Mousy appearing on Anthony's channel. Now, this is kind of, I don't know, interesting whenever like things like this happen because obviously Anthony Padilla has more of a, I guess quote normie audience, or just people that aren't probably as versed in understanding VTubers. So I feel like this is an interesting video to just see like what is the outward like perception of Mousy or just VTubers in general. Does Ironmouse respond to your invasive assumptions? Jeez. Was this guy from this guy's from Smosh, isn't he? The other guy.
Only my immediate family knows. It would be a huge surprise if people were to find out that this was what I was up to right now. Because right now they just think I'm unemployed. No VTuber is a
Damn.
woman. It's all men with voice changers.
True,
I knew it. She's
true.
been scamming everybody this whole time. Wow, how do I begin?
I tried to give you a very gentle segue and I realized that's a whole...
Talk about how you can't go outside. No.
I'm so sorry.
Wow. Damn, crazy. Who's behind Ironmouse?
Hi everyone, my name is Damian Hawes. You may know me from the YouTube channel Smosh.
Okay, yeah,
I'm also a voice actor and Twitch streamer, and
He's a
today I
voice
have the
actor?
pleasure of sitting down with Ironmouse as we address some of your assumptions.
Hi.
Hi Ironmouse, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. It is an absolute honor to be speaking with you today.
Well,
I got to
thanks.
go down like a total deep dive rabbit hole.
Wait, so how is Mousy? So is Mousy like here virtually? Because I don't think like I don't think it's possible to be in person, right? I don't know.
Learning all about you, and it was just like I immediately just got super excited for the following day. So thanks for being here.
You got excited? You didn't get like a horrible sense of dread?
It's like,
I
oh,
mean,
I either talk to
no more than-
I either talk to anime girl.
Usual, you know.
Wow, so how does it feel to research an anime woman on the internet?
True.
You know, there's a reason they asked me to do this interview today and not any of my other castmates. You may not believe this, but I'm something of a weeb.
Oh no,
Oh
not a
no,
weeb.
Oh,
The worst
gross.
affliction.
Well, Ironmouse, this is so great. Are you ready to answer some assumptions that some folks out there have had about you?
Yes, I am ready and also very terrified.
Don't worry, I'm your backup. You're safe, and we will ride into Mordor together.
Oh, Mordor, I can't wait.
So our first assumption, your voice is either fake or a cover-up.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I lost tracking because I was laughing so hard.
That's a new
It's crisp. It's crisp board.
insult. I love that.
I feel like so many people come into my chat, and when I see like comments like on stuff, that is the first thing people say to like try to like insult me, I guess, or try to like make me feel bad. And I'm just like, bruh, one, this is my voice. Unfortunately, would I not want to sound like a sultry, just hot Latino woman? Yes, I would love to sound like a super sultry Latino.
I mean,
woman.
honestly, I would be impressed, I think, for most streamers, like, to put on a voice for, like, how, like, what, 6, maybe 10 hours a day? Like, I don't even know if it's possible.
You know what I mean? I want to be the most women that's ever women. Do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, I sound like this. Let's put the voice changer shit to rest. If I was using a voice changer, I would sound like shit right now. There's no voice changer in the world that will ever make you sound good. It will always make you sound like garbage. You will always sound like a garbled robotic mess. There
Like,
is no way.
not real, like genuine, yeah.
And I feel like people just don't get it, but it's just like that's the reality. Because I've heard voice changers and I know what they sound like, and I've played around with them before, and I know that it sounds like ass.
Can confirm it sounds.
I don't know,
like
is that like a thing that some people like are actually they watch VTubers based on like their voice being more appealing? I mean, I guess it's a lot of gooners, right? I guess there's some people that like will goon to a voice, I guess. I don't know, like a more like cutesy, like kawaii voice or something. I don't know.
Ass. Sometimes I'll use one as like a joke. If there's like a little character that pops up, I'll just like turn a gain really high up on my like little stream interface there. But every time it's like nobody's fooled being like, oh my gosh, how did Damien change his register like that? It's very clearly computerized and all digitized, and there's all these artifact sounds in there. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Being a VTuber is lonely.
I feel like yes and no, But I feel like that's like every streaming
Yeah,
or
that's like I feel
content.
like that's every content creator so streamer. I don't think that's like only a VTuber thing because like mostly if it's like you're a streamer and you're inside all the time, that just in itself becomes an isolating thing. I think that's just the same thing of also just like not even just VTubing, but just like if your job was associated with having to stay at home most of the time, that inherently it would maybe be lonely, right?
Creation job because you're just basically like married to your job and you just
Yeah.
want to work all day and work on
Mm.
stuff and you don't really have time to like hang out with people. But also no, because I feel like I've never had more friends in my whole entire life.
Mm.
Wow,
That's
that's
so
very sad.
lovely.
That's
Lovely.
No, it's a very
nice.
sweet thing.
That is nice.
I'm like, damn, that's pathetic.
But it's not. I think that's great. Like working hard and getting friends in the process is kind of
Mm.
a wonderful thing. I don't know what else someone could ask for. Do you feel like it's hard to turn off from the sort of work mindset when
Mm.
you are like sort of always in the space to be working?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
hard to turn off.
Hmm.
I'm always thinking about things and I'm
I
always
feel like because it's like the reality is I don't know if the grind ever actually stops. 'Cause I think there is that thing where it's like, oh, I've made it, but there's this drive or this feeling of, oh, well, now I need more. Now I want more and more and more. You know, it doesn't really stop. I don't think like that content creator brain ever turns off. Because I think like the way that you become successful, right? Is you kind of have to be obsessed with it in the sense of you need to put so much time and effort into it with not receiving anything to then find success. If you go into it thinking, oh, like I want to become rich and famous, I don't think you really realistically have the actual drive to become successful with content creation because I think it's majorly a lot of trial and error and a lot of time where unless you're extremely lucky or I would say have some form of content creation experience. If you make your first ever video, I don't or videos or streams, I don't think you're automatically gonna be, you know, big. I don't think that's realistic, you
always
know?
worrying about
Hmm.
things. I can't turn myself off from the internet. I'm chronically online. What can I
Mm.
say?
I can
Fair though.
relate to that very well. I like 10
Fair.
p.m. hits, but just because I'm like near a computer and near like streaming things and microphones, I'm like, well, I could also do this. So, how do you
Mm.
keep a routine? Or do you?
Routine?
Okay.
Routine.
That's so funny. What is that?
I don't know. I was
I
asking
just, you
for
know what?
myself.
Oh
My
no.
days are just chaos every day. It's like if I do something, I do it.
Mm.
And most of the time I do it, but it's like just barrel on into the next thing. And I have my amazing manager slash bestie in my ear saying, "Hey, you have to do this," and I'm like,
Do you find it harder to think about growing as a creator when it comes to collaboration, or have you
Mm.
sort of found a way to make that work for yourself?
I started streaming because I wanted to make friends, because I
Mm.
wanted to have people to talk to, and you know, I just figured, hey, I'm gonna start streaming, and maybe I'll have like 5 to 10 people hanging out, and then
Mm.
all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
I mean, because I think also there's a thing of like there are people that stream because they're lonely, you know, also because it's kind of like, oh, you know, it even if obviously it's different than talking face to face or personally knowing somebody, it's you know, it still feels like okay, I'm talking to people, I'm interacting with people while streaming and people are watching me, people are hanging out with me, you know, and I think that is one of the appeals to streaming, you know.
all of this started happening. I'm like, oh well, whoops. But now I have a lot of like friends that are like content creators and stuff,
Mm.
and it's like I just want to be friends with as many people as possible.
Aw.
So I am a pretty extroverted person. So I usually just message people and be like, hey, wanna chat? Hey, wanna do this? Wanna do
Damn, I
that? But
wish Ironmouse would fucking message me wanting to be my friend.
also sometimes I'm also really scared.
I think that's flipping great though. Like you talking about that was your goal in the first place, and now you have the most friends you've ever had in your life. Like
It's true.
there's no part of that that's sad to me.
You're so nice.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Nice. What the heck?
You mentioned specifically reaching out to people to sort of begin the friendship process, or you know, asking if people want to talk. Do you find that you have to do that a little bit more specifically
Mm.
because you have difficulty
Oh,
going out and about to do so?
Wow. How do I begin?
I tried to give you a very gentle segue, and I realized that's a whole
It's a
Talk
bag
about
of
how you can't go
worms.
outside. No.
I'm
Uh,
so
Yeah,
sorry.
damn. Wow.
I'm sorry. No,
Cancelled. Cancelled Twitter.
I like to make jokes. I poke fun at myself all the time. I
Cool.
can't touch grass like most other people. I have a condition called CVID. It's called common variable immune deficiency disease, which causes me not to have antibodies to fight infection.
Oh.
And I can't be around people because I get sick a lot, like extremely a lot. And so I have had to be isolated a lot. You know, that's caused me to be a bit of an introvert. But with the power
Understandably.
of the internet, I can talk to people, and I like hanging out with my friends online, and streaming and doing all this VTubing stuff gives me a great excuse to play games with friends and make tons of friends online. So I'm happy about that. It's really fun to get to connect with people this other way since I can't do it the other way.
So, Ironmouse, another assumption people have is that you are going to do a face reveal soon.
Who said that? Who assumed that? What the heck?
Oh my god. I feel like people are gonna come after me because I've been very adamant saying that I'm never gonna do one, and I'm never gonna do one. But I don't know. I feel like so I have a friend. His name is Sea Dog.
Oh,
Every
Connor.
time he kind of like pokes at me and says, "Oh, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about that? I think it would be really cool if you did this and if you did that." And by this and that I mean face reveal. And I'm just like, I've always been kind of like an old-fashioned type gal when it comes to like VTubing, where it's just like, I don't want to show my face. I just want to be Ironmouse for the rest of my life, and I don't want to
Yeah.
be perceived.
I mean, I kind of do understand that in the sense of why people like it's not necessarily always about like, oh, anonymity or like safety. Obviously those things of course make a lot of sense also, but I think I get it in the sense of maybe some people may want their content creation to be like a separate entity from their in real life selves. It's like, oh, okay, I'm, say I'm the person, and Iron Mouse is like my, it's a different part of me. It's like it's a different entity in itself in that sense. Like obviously, personality wise and voice wise and whatever, that like it is her. But I mean, there's like a little bit more of like a separation in that sense than regular content creators who like their channels, their names, and their face is like a part of it, it gives more, I guess, inherent separation from that. And I guess that makes sense. And also, some people may like that aspect of escapism that, oh, it's different from my real self. It's a separated thing. And that to me makes a lot of sense. But I feel like people that aren't don't understand VTubers, they don't necessarily, get that.
I do know indeed.
Sometimes you just don't want to be perceived, and that's fine. I mean, if given the choice to be a faceless creator, would you take it? Like, come on now. You don't have to be on camera all the time.
Yeah,
You can just
fair.
hang out and just, be yourself as like a gremlin.
Yeah,
Who
fair.
wouldn't want to be a gremlin?
I mean, you did pitch it in the perfect way just now. I do want to be a gremlin, so thank
You know what?
Please
Maybe I can make you a
cut all
gremlin.
this.
Oh,
There we go. That'd be
Have you
please.
ever thought about becoming a VTuber?
You know what? I did think about it once.
I must like indoctrinating. Like, do you want to become a VTuber? I'll help you. It's like, no.
Simply because I don't always want to have like a background in shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I'm curious if you could be anything. You can be anything. Like, I've literally seen it all. I've seen a gun VTuber, but I've seen tons
Oh
of
my
things.
god, yeah, fair,
There's
yeah.
cat girls, there's
yeah,
dog
yeah,
boys,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
so many things. I'm a demon. My character is literally Satan. If you could be anything in the world, what VTuber
Sounds
would you be?
crazy out of context. I wanted to be Satan. I'm Satan. That's what
Like,
I
what would you
am.
pick?
I feel like I'm in an interesting position here because most of what I get to voice is like anime protagonist boy with a sword, and so that is
I'm a shonen protagonist.
100%. And like that's what I would have wanted to be, but I already get to be that when voice acting. So I would kind of want to go like polar opposite. I think I would want to be like not a gremlin, but just like a goofy little character like something that's not traditionally like cool or attractive. Like I just said, like Grendo, the little goblin guy, like a weird little like puddle of person that just has like a
Little
goofy little face, like one
little puddle of person. Okay,
derpy
man.
eye and like a smile that's like on the wrong side, and somehow making that work with a 3D model attached to me.
You just want to be a little guy.
I just want to be like a little
A
guy.
little
You just
guy.
want to be a little guy. There's a little guy inside of you, and he wants to come out, and we can make that happen.
Inside
Oh,
of us, there's 2 wolves and a little guy. And actually,
true.
he's
That's
doing just
fair. That's
fine.
very fair.
So, selfishly, I want to keep talking about this part, but I feel like I have to. I mean, this is your moment to shine. Regarding the face reveal stuff, is there anyone in your personal life who is aware, that you are Ironmouse? They know that.
I feel like her family somewhat probably needs to be aware, right? To a certain extent, like, well, she streams at least.
IRL and the VTuber.
Only my immediate family
Yeah.
knows. My extended family does not know. It would be a huge surprise if people were to find out that this was what I was up to right now.
Yeah.
Because right now they just think I'm unemployed.
You're like a Hannah Montana kind of situation.
I am
Yeah.
Hannah Montana, and I'm living
Hannah
my best life.
Montana, yeah.
Best
Hannah
of both,
Montana.
both worlds with both
I do.
wolves.
I got the best of both worlds, and I'm Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Yeah,
So there
based.
is a ton of crossover clearly with
See,
the
that's the thing. Who wouldn't want to be Hannah Montana? That's actually
skills
facts.
of voice acting and VTubing. I have a lot of voice actor friends who are VTubers. Have you ever thought about voice acting?
I've done a little bit. I'm in Grand Blue, the Grand
that's
Blue
great.
What the
game.
fuck?
Yeah, I play like this little steel
That's
bear
awesome.
trap, and
What the
it's so
fuck?
cute. Her name is Dormouse, and she's so cute. And I was like,
Dormouse,
oh my
wow.
god, I love it, and I had so much fun recording, and I was just like, man, I could see myself doing more of this. I think that's pretty fun. I would love to if anybody would ever, please, if anybody wants to hire me, please.
Hire her,
I'm open for
hire
more
her,
jobs,
hire
please.
Mousy,
And
hire
this is where we
Mousy.
stare at the camera for 3 extended seconds to incept the idea.
Yes, please.
No, that's great. Do you feel like, I mean, obviously with the VTuber of Ironmouse specifically and playing in Grand Blue, that sort of lends itself to more the JRPG anime vibe. Is there something else that you could see yourself doing that might surprise people or something outside of that genre?
I'm down for anything.
Heck
I love
yeah.
trying
Oh my
anything. I'm
god.
an
Okay,
adventurous
okay. Based, Mousy, based.
Latina.
Incredible. Hear that, Downy Soft commercials? Get on it.
Yes, exactly. Commercials, horror movies. Get me in there.
Just Foley in the background, you do all the noises for
Yeah,
like,
I want to do like the scary monster noises.
there you and there's a whole career there. It's who's the voice actor that's Freddy Fazbear? Kellen Joff? Yeah, I mean that's monster stuff is his bread and butter, so
Oh
why
shit,
not?
Freddy Fazbear. I could
Yeah,
be
so-
the next
Freddy
Freddy.
Freddy
hear that, Kellen?
Fazbear.
Ironmouse is coming for you.
Oh my god.
Another assumption we have here is that people are always trying to dox you or figure
Oh.
everything out.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's pretty fair. I think there's probably some people that have at least tried. I mean, she is like one of the biggest VTubers. Sadly, I wouldn't say that's impossible to happen.
I've developed like this fear of people like recognizing my voice now. So when I talk on the phone now, I kind of like try to like talk a little. I try to talk a little deeper, like I try to do whatever. But then I called the customer service, and the customer service person, they said something that made me laugh, and I have a very recognizable laugh, and I just like laughed like I normally laugh.
But that would be crazy as a customer service person. Like, are you Ironmouse?
A lot of people tell me that I laugh, that I sound like I laugh backwards, and two,
Laugh
that my
backwards?
laugh sounds like Pac-Man dying. So I'm like, okay,
Those are two super specific sounds to like in
they're
a
very
laugh too.
specific, and I'm very conscious of the fact that my laugh is messed up. I'm trying to fix it, but I can't fix it.
The friend thing you said before I thought was awesome. That to me is a little sad. Like that's your natural laugh. Like you shouldn't have to temper that. That's awesome. Sorry.
Oh no.
I hope that's appropriate to say.
Damn.
That's an awesome laugh, and I like that a lot. And now both
Oh,
of those
no.
descriptors that you gave, they do make sense. But I also think that's a good thing.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
It's okay.
I don't have a cute laugh. Like I feel like
This is like the nicest toned interview. Like this is kind of like interview, I guess so, but like ever. I mean, I'm not saying the bad thing. I'm like, that's cute. This is nice.
all these VTubers. It's so funny because people are like, oh, she's doing the damn ooh voice. She's doing that stupid ooh voice. And I'm like, one, I'm not doing the ooh voice. I'm doing normal me voice. But then I do this dumbass laugh. It's like, it's not a cute laugh. It's a stupid dumb laugh. Anyway, back to doxing. So people
Love
seriously.
doxing. Love the
people
doxing.
get curious. They get curious and they want to know. Like they just want to know more about me. And I understand. I get it because who wouldn't want to know more about people that they've never seen them? So of course people are like, oh, I want to know who this person is. You know? I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
the
people are
Ironmouse.
entitled to their privacy, so don't do it.
Yeah, it's also like to what end? You know, what's the point of doxing somebody?
I just want to be Ironmouse and just have a good time as Ironmouse.
Do you feel like that adds a damper to streaming sometimes? Like you always have to be of a
Yeah.
mindset where you're not saying the wrong thing?
Yeah, it sucks because like I wish I could be more open about things, but I can't because if I start, like people will start trying to like search and like figure things out or like find out where I live or find out like other things or you know what I mean? And it's just like I can't because it's I care about myself and I care about my family and our safety and
course.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just so fucking fucked up that like content creators in general have to deal with that. I mean, sadly, it's just kind of how the internet is, I guess. Because I don't know, the internet's just evil. Like people who have no lives just wanna, yeah, just want attention. I kind of just want attention. I don't know, but yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
sometimes people just make up the weirdest shit. Like
Yeah.
I think this past week it was a streamer awards and I won best VTuber and I
Oh
Congratulations.
yeah.
thank you and I performed at the streamer awards and someone like
Sick. Mousie's amazing. Yes.
not even like an hour after like I performed somebody like made a tweet saying, oh, hackers have found Iron Mouse's information. It turns out she's an Indian man. And I'm just like,
What?
what?
Why was it so specific? Indian man? What?
Were you
the heck?
surprised by the news that you were in fact an
Indian man.
I was surprised. I didn't know that I was an Indian man, but apparently I am.
Wow.
And I was just I think I was more like not shocked, but it made me laugh at all the people that actually believed that that was true.
Were there people in there that were like,
I don't
not
know.
only-
Maybe some of those people that didn't like believed it though might be those fucking normie haters that would actually know who Iron Mouse is.
receiving that information, but being like, I knew it, I called it, actually.
I knew it. I knew she was a man. I knew it. No VTuber is a woman. It's all men with voice changers. I knew it. She's been scamming everybody this whole time.
That is a perfect lead into another assumption we have.
Honestly though, if there was like a VTuber that was catfishing people, I don't even know if I would think that's a bad thing. I kind of find it funny if some like gooners or coomers would like lust over a VTuber they thought was a female, but then it actually was like a guy with a voice changer. That actually happened. Honestly, at that point, I think I would kind of find it funny if that would happen at some point. Maybe I need to do that. Do I need to do that? Make a new account with a voice changer with a female model and just catfish guys? Maybe I need to do that.
That you are secretly a man catfishing your viewers. Where do you think that assumption comes from?
It's so funny because it stems from this one clip, and it's an ancient clip. It's like the oldest clip. I think it has to be like 8 or 9 years old by now.
8 or
It is not a
9?
recent clip, but it's a clip of a guy, and he's VTubing as this like cat girl, and all of a
Damn.
sudden his camera
Oh.
shows, and it shows
Oh.
it's a man, and that clip is so misleading because his fans already knew that he was a man. He wasn't deceiving anybody. That clip is from someone who is they are known to have a female avatar, but his whole fan base knows that he is a man.
Right, because
So
there are VTubers that do that, yeah.
it was not a gotcha. It was not a oh my god,
Oh
he
my
was scamming
God.
them. No, they already knew,
God.
bro. They already knew and they didn't care.
That's the thing that's confusing to me is that people care. Like, what if it does turn out that someone IRL is a
Yeah.
gender different than what they present online? When people talk about being tricked or like, oh, they scammed us, like, what is the scam? What is the product? What did they not get? Like, it's an entertainer entertaining.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like their true fans like won't give a shit.
yeah,
Like they won't
Right.
care. And I feel like somehow a lot of VTubers that I know, they're pretty open about who they are. And
mm,
even if they are playing a character, they specifically say, "Hey, I am playing a character.
yeah,
This is not me." You know what I
yeah,
mean? But
yeah.
Yeah.
there's so many different types of VTubing, and I feel like, are you being entertained by this person? There's no
Then
scam
that's good. Yeah,
going on. You're having a great time and you're being entertained. People should be entitled to their privacy if they so choose to have privacy, you know? Because it's like another layer of me doing the VTubing thing, you know, is also because I do have a medical condition.
yeah,
And
Hmm.
unfortunately,
mm,
that requires me to have like medical devices like on me.
mm,
And I just don't have the confidence. I
yeah.
didn't want that to become a focus of my stream.
That's definitely understandable, and I think there's also maybe that aspect of like, oh, um, I want people to treat like, oh, I want people to treat me as just another person. But if she like had the webcam on and she had all of these like medical devices around her and things like that, I think there would be this inherent thing where people may treat her differently, I guess, because of her condition, um, and not just treat her like anybody else. And I think that is also a way that like what's appealing, what's nice about VTubing is that, because you don't know like you don't know what sometimes of what the person's like in real life or what they look like in real life. Like, to some extent, but you don't know like them more on, like a personable level. I think there is that thing of like, yeah, you do treat people like anybody else. I mean, that's really nice. And I have friends who are, obviously not speaking for Mousy because obviously people, interpret things like they are their own person. They perceive things in their own different way or they have different experiences. But, like I talk to some of my chronic friends who have, chronic health issues and things like that. And most of the time, it's like those people don't want to be defined by their condition. You know, you don't want to be known as an ill person or like a chronically ill person. That's all that you're known for. And I feel like sometimes if you looked at the content and that's sort of what you see, that can sort of become the reality of maybe how a lot of people would perceive you and define you as.
I didn't want people to stare at me. I didn't want people
Yeah,
to be like, "Hey, what is that?" every 5 seconds.
yeah,
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I just
yeah,
wanted to be Ironmouse. And if
yeah.
I choose to talk about my illness and if I choose to talk about my condition, that's my choice on my
Yes.
own time.
Yes, no one should ever force anybody else to do that. I think that's fucking fucked up if anyone did.
I just didn't want it to be a focus of my life.
Yeah.
And I just think, if people just want to be a character, let them be a fucking character.
Let them be, yes.
Let them be a
Let them
character,
be.
damn it.
Let them
So I have
be.
here Iron Mouse. And this doesn't. I don't fully understand this yet. There's an assumption that Iron Mouse is Chris Broad. Do
Chris.
you want to touch
It's
on that?
Chris.
Oh my
Chris.
God, that's such an old meme.
In my
Yeah.
defense, I didn't know what it meant. So
It's a very old meme that I
Chris.
am
My
Chris
man,
Broad,
Chris
the
Broad.
affable man from
He is
abroad in Japan.
affable.
Maybe I am him. Maybe I'm just a tiny
Now let's see who the real Ice Mouse is. Chris Broad.
woman that's piloting a big giant
Uh,
mech of a British man.
it's a
Who
great
knows?
meme
But
though.
I am not him. Have you ever seen us in the same room though?
see, that's a good point. No, I
True.
haven't.
Surprise everyone! It was true. I am a man.
We have our next assumption
But
here.
a white
Watching
man instead of an Indian man, a British man.
VTubers contributes to brain rot.
I feel like watching anything
I feel like watching a lot of online shit contributes to brain rot.
on streaming, anything in the world can contribute to brain rot.
Yeah,
Let's
fair.
just be honest.
Fair. Yeah.
Like TV, radio. Does radio still exist?
Yeah,
Radio
I
does still
think
exist,
so.
and
yeah.
I think it's ruining our teens. It's
Well,
poisoning their brains.
They
that radio.
poison the
It's poisoning
youth.
of that horrible, horrible radio, the horrible, horrible television, the
Hmm.
horrible internets, and all of that stuff is bad. VTubers are bad. TikTok is bad,
Not the
all that
not the
stuff.
ticky
Everything that they
talks.
say is brain rot has low-key changed my life for the better. Like when people are like, the TikTok algorithm is dangerous. I'm like, great, it showed me some really cool stuff, and I didn't even know I wanted a new hobby, and then it made me want that. So
Brain rot has become like this big, huge buzzword where it's just like
Yeah,
everybody just says
fair.
everything is brain rot. It's like, okay,
we're also acting like rot is always bad. Ain't you never heard of yogurt? Ain't you never heard of
True.
cheese
Yeah, that's kind of a fact right there.
or wine?
yeah.
Sometimes things need to get a little bit rotten, and that makes it better.
It's true. It's true. Maybe I do want to have a mushy brain. You don't know that. You don't know
Yeah,
what I want from
yeah,
my life.
There
yeah.
was a time when you had the highest sub count on Twitch at all, VTuber or FleshTuber.
That's true.
That's
Woman,
crazy.
Vine Boom,
Boom, boom.
Puerto Rican,
Ooh.
Latina, Vine Boom, VTuber, Vine
Boom.
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 You know,
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was a
he
lot of
died.
firsts.
Mhm.
I did not expect for that to happen in my life. It was the craziest moment of my life. My community, they were amazing. I would be nothing without my community. So that's a huge shout out to my community. I love you guys. And you guys are amazing. And thank you very, very much. It was a big, big surprise. And it was just one of the craziest moments of my life. I couldn't believe that we did it. And we did it to, for a good cause to raise money for the Immune
Yeah,
Deficiency
that was amazing of her to do.
Foundation. So
Next assumption is that you're going to try to beat Kai Cenat's new Twitch sub record of 728,000
That's fucking
subs.
crazy. 700. Is someone actually going to get to 1 million Twitch subs? Is that possible? Does someone get to 1 million subs?
oh my God. Listen, Kai is an amazing entertainer, amazing streamer, astronomical, on a whole nother level. And he's a really
Yeah.
great guy, very, very kind, very nice. There is no way. There's
Yeah.
no way, bro. Let's just be honest. But honestly, like that's not even like in my brain. Because to
Mm.
me, like when I do my subathon, I do my subathons for me and my
Mm.
community to have a great
Mm.
time. But I also do it to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The
That's
first one
yeah, that's so amazing of Mousy to do.
I the first time I had my subathon, I just wanted to do it just to prove that I could do it because when I first started
Mm.
streaming, I started streaming just only like 1 to 2 hours because I was still
Mm.
too sick to do much of anything. My health has improved like considerably since then. It's been 7 years. Next year is gonna be 8 years of me streaming.
That's crazy. Wow. That's amazing. That's incredible. Wow.
And
Wow.
I've had a very long health journey. A lot of progress has been made in that department. So I've gone from streaming 1 to 2 hours to like streaming like 12, 13 hours.
Wow,
So
congratulations.
thank you very much. So like when I did my first subathon, I was like, oh, I just want to. It was always like a dream of mine to just do like a marathon stream because I just really want to do it.
Sure.
I saw people do it, and I was like, man, that looks like so much fun. I really want to do one, and I didn't think it would last a month, but it did,
Mm.
and I had the best time
Incredible.
of my life. And when I did it, I also saw, oh my God, if I ever do another one, I'm not going to do it just for myself. I'm going to do it to help raise money for the IDF, for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
Aw.
And I did. My second one, I raised money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And then my third one, I did as well.
I think it's also like just great in the sense of it's. She also. I feel like she spreads so much awareness also, which is I think also amazing because I feel like there is a lot of people that just with immune deficiency in general. I think there are a lot of people that aren't educated on it and don't understand it necessarily, and I'm definitely like was one of those people, like I'm one of those people in the sense like I don't know like in depth about immune deficiencies or necessarily understand a ton about it. And I think that that's also a major thing that Mousy does, is that I think she's helped spread awareness of immune deficiencies or people with chronic illnesses, kind of things like that, and that is something that I think a lot of the time people don't necessarily notice because, chronic illnesses, immune deficiencies, things like that can be invisible. They don't look quote unquote disabled on a surface level. And so it doesn't always come to mind. You don't always notice people with those health issues. And I think that Mousy spreading that awareness and talking about it really does help so many people just like her who sadly do struggle, and the world becoming more aware of immune deficiencies and chronic illnesses and things like that, I think is a great thing.
And that's basically what I want to do it for. The only thing I want to beat is my previous score. Basically, every time I do one, I just want to raise even more money than I did last time. So
Mm.
that's really it for me. I'm not like thinking about, oh, I want to, you know what I
Ah,
mean?
I
yeah.
love that. And speaking of that, you just sort of touched on this. Another assumption is that your health is improving.
Yes, it's true.
Yay!
It
Wait,
is
that's so
true.
wait, that's
That's
so
wonderful.
yay! That's
Hooray!
amazing.
Hooray! My health
Yay!
has been improving. I mean,
Yay!
I'm always gonna have CVID. It's not gonna go
Hmm.
away. And I always have to take care of myself, and I have to be on my meds and stuff like that. But I've done a considerable amount of progress, and I can do
Yay!
things that I was not able to do before.
That's
And it's
amazing.
just been an incredible, insane ride. Something that I just never expected. Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. I thought I was gonna be sick and rot in a bed, or like
Oh. Oh my
something. I don't
god,
know.
yeah.
There were a lot of horrible possibilities, but
Yeah.
thankfully, so many things improved for me. And it turns out that being able to afford good healthcare is great for you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that because that's also a fucked up thing is that it's really expensive when you have something like what Mousy has. It's great that, her streaming helped to pay for, be able to afford the health care that she needs, but it is sad to think about how many people don't have the finances to afford things to help them with their health if they are in bad health. And that's really, sad to think about and sad to see.
it helped out a
So it
lot,
is
and
really
I've
important about, raising money.
been taking my meds on time and on schedule and doing all this stuff and working on myself, and things have improved, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy about that.
Well, major congrats on that. Like,
Thank
that's
you.
so huge.
That
And,
is, yay.
I'm glad you got better access to healthcare. And all it took was you being at one point the top subbed streamer of all
Yeah.
time. But
All it
hey,
took was money.
all it took was money.
Money.
Who'd have thunk?
Money.
Who would have
But
thought?
another assumption is that you are satanic.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess she's
I mean,
Satan,
well, that is
so
my character, Satan, but I
Mhm.
spell it Sayton. So it's not as
Sure.
scary.
Satan.
It's not as
Sure.
scary, and people don't get so nervous about it. Because I've seen some people get like kind of. Sometimes I worry that it'll like throw people off, but I just think it's funny. So when I first started, I was just like a demon, and
Mhm.
I didn't really like say, oh, I'm Satan. I just said that I'm a demon and I came to earth and blah blah blah. But slowly, like my community, we had this joke that I was Satan, and
Satan.
it just kind of became that. And
Just
then
stuck.
I joined Vishojo, and that was my lore, that I was Satan, and I was trapped in a Pandora's box type thing, and I was rescued by my butler, and I decided to leave
Wow.
hell because I was bored of being there, and I decided to come to Earth and
Booby.
stream and have fun as an anime girl on Earth. And that's basically my lore. But I am not satanic. My parents are Catholic, and I think I don't know. I've always been fascinated with the whole like angels and demons thing. I think it's the
Sure.
Catholic in me that has
Sure.
always been into all that crazy
Mm.
stuff. I love like angels.
Maybe, oh my god, maybe Mousy just actually is Satan. That's the face reveal. She's actually the Satan.
The lore and demon lore. I just like all that stuff. I think it's
She's actually a
interesting, and I think
demon.
it's
Whoa.
fascinating. So why not?
Your energy is absolutely wonderful. Like, talking to you face to face like this is just a delight. But one of the assumptions that we've
Oh, wait,
gotten.
is this face to face? or meaning it's just I don't know. Like is she actually there in person? Or
Here is that you must be quote unquote on something to have all of that energy.
I'm not. I'm always like this all the time.
oh,
Everyone
hey yo.
that anybody that I've ever spoken to, you can ask them that this is me on and off stream. I mean, I am on something. I am on meds, but it's not. It has nothing to do with any
Oh,
of this going on. It's
oh.
funny because I've had a lot of people be like, "Oh my god, you're just so full of energy all the time." It's just like not to be a downer, but I've been through a lot in my life,
Mm.
and I've been
Mm.
through some really tough times, really
Oh,
dark times,
yeah.
and I got out of them, and now I'm here,
She's so inspiring. Wow.
and I'm just happy to be here. And I just want everybody to know that I'm happy to be here. And how can I not be happy if I'm here? You know what I mean?
Out of curiosity, I've heard some clips of you singing and they're just wonderful.
Oh, yeah, she's
But we do have
insane.
an assumption here that you can't really sing
What?
and are a fake musician.
What does that even mean? You're a fake
Listen,
musician?
I know that. I know people
What does
think
that
that.
even
I've
mean?
seen comments. It's so funny that I've seen comments of people saying that, and I'm just like, okay, well, that's your
You're a fake
opinion. I
musician.
am a classically trained opera singer.
Wow.
That is what I went to school for, and then I
Wow.
dropped out. So it didn't work out for me, but I'm just happy that I could sing
Well, it
now as
worked
a
out in the sense because she's a fucking amazing singer.
VTuber. I'm doing everything that I wanted to do, just in a different way.
Yeah.
And yes, I do know that people say those things. They think that it's a voice changer. It's not me, or it's fake, or the occasional person that says that I sound bad, and I'm just like, that is your opinion, and your ears
Yeah.
are broken.
Yeah, and your ears
That's your
fucking
opinion,
suck.
and you're wrong. But enjoy your
You're
wrong
wrong.
opinion. Yeah.
It's not my fault you have bad taste.
Yeah,
I
and
was
you're
the
free
one.
to have as dumb as an opinion as you
Yeah.
want. So that's great.
I'm very critical of myself, so I'm very hard on myself when it comes to singing. So I usually I'm the first person to tell myself that I suck, so that I should hide in a hole for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It's been, oh man, the journey of my singing has been so, because there was a point where like I couldn't sing. I actually lost my voice for like a year at one point, and
Wow.
I couldn't speak, I couldn't sing, and in my mind I was like, I'm never gonna sing again. I'm never gonna talk again.
No,
That's it. That's
Saj.
the end. And then somehow my voice came back, and I didn't have the confidence to sing, and it wasn't until I started streaming that I one day I was on stream, and I was like kind of joking singing, and somebody was like, "Oh, do you sing? Can you do karaoke?" And I'm like, I was so scared to sing on stream. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I
Understandable.
should. And I did, and it was the craziest feeling in the world. Like I started crying because
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
I'm
Aw.
a loser.
Aw.
I started crying because I'm a dummy, and I was like, whoa, I can't believe this. I just sang on stream, and I was like so shocked, and I was so scared. My heart was like about to jump out of my throat, and then I just started singing all the time on stream, and now it's like I just sing whenever I want, and it's been insane because it's like I'm just basically doing everything that I've always wanted to do,
Mm.
and I just never thought that I'd ever have the opportunity or the second chance to ever do it. So
Wow.
I'm not gonna waste it. I'm not gonna waste it.
So, Ironmouse, the idea of haters.
Haters. Fuck the
haters.
haters.
And
Shake it off.
specifically the Twitter post about someone destroying their TV at you because
What?
of you. Do you want to touch
What?
on that at all?
What?
Oh my god, I can't stop thinking about that post. I can't stop thinking about it. I think about it every
What?
day. Like it's just one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like someone was upset that I was performing at the Streamer Awards, and they
What
threw
what the fuck?
their remote control their TV, and
That's
they
actually
broke
kind
it.
of funny. Like the Wii tennis, the Wii bowling thing. Damn.
And it was just the funniest thing. It's just so crazy to me that I would elicit that sort of response from anyone.
That's crazy. That is
Because
insane.
I just can't fathom anybody getting that upset over like a person like performing. And also, I feel really bad for their TV.
Yeah, the poor TV. The
Yeah,
TV
you
didn't
feel
do
bad for their
anything.
TV and not for them.
Yeah, the TV didn't do
I feel
anything.
bad for them too, and their TV.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just like, man, what are you going through, bro? But that was pretty interesting.
I mean, true. I mean, yo, maybe you need to go to some like a management class or something, you know?
Oh, I've gotten quite a bit of hate over the past few months, for a while, for a long time now. And it is what it is. A lot of people be like, "Well, you know what you were signing up for when
Yeah.
you became a content creator.
Yeah,
You knew
that's what
this was
everyone
gonna happen." It's
says.
like, well, I don't think people sign up for this sort of stuff. I think they sign up for the positive stuff, not for the
Yeah.
negative things. But I
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
happening.
it's like I get what they're saying when they say that, but it's like also, well, you still don't people still don't deserve to be, hated on for no fucking reason. Because 90% of like almost all the hate IMS gets is for like nothing. It's like no reason.
And I just hope that people calm down and aren't so mean. But it is what it is.
Some people think that being a VTuber has become too expensive.
Oh
Mm,
man, I feel like yes and no.
yeah.
You can be a VTuber and it's not that expensive. Like you can
Mm.
use free models and stuff, but if
Like
you want it
I'm using this as a free model.
to become like, if you want to make it more like your career and
Yeah.
not a hobby,
Yeah.
then it requires funding. It,
Yes.
it requires money. Like any career, like anything with like content creation, you need to invest in yourself. You
Yes.
need a
Yes.
camera, you need all this equipment. So it's like VTubing, you need the equipment for VTubing. And it can be kind of expensive. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some prices that are like, whoa, crazy. But at the end of the day, you need to think about people that make your model. They're artists
Yeah.
and they're
They
investing.
yeah, they're doing a body of work. They're investing their time and
A lot
resources.
of their time into creating art for you, and it's a
Mm.
lot. It takes a lot of their time, and they gotta eat and they gotta pay their
Yeah.
bills. So
Fair.
you
Yeah.
gotta support your artists, and that's very important. There
Yeah.
are ways to get around that. There are ways to VTube without having to go too crazy. I feel like a lot of people feel like I'm not gonna get noticed. I'm not gonna do well unless I have a very
Yeah.
expensive,
I
super
think that's
crazy
that's stupid.
model that does amazing things. No one's gonna give me a second look. And I can say, yeah, people will be interested in a beautiful model, but not for long. Because if
Yeah.
you're not entertaining,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna watch.
Yeah,
So
they're not gonna stick around. Yeah.
it's like
Like
you
at the end of the day, the most important thing is the content you're
need
making.
to just be yourself or don't. If you don't want to be yourself, that's fine. You can be a character, be whatever you want to be, and just do it. Just entertain, create content, be a VTuber, and then worry about the outside looks later.
Do you have any assumptions about me,
About
Oh.
you?
Oh.
even though we've
Hmm.
just met?
I'm trying to create assumptions in my
Was
head,
Mousy
but
ever
I
watch
but I
Smosh?
can't seem to create any because I feel like I don't know you, but I've gotten to know you fairly well. You like spooky
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You have 2 cats.
That's
I've been paying
basically it.
attention. You want to be a goblin?
I want to be, yeah,
No.
some
You
kind
want to
of
be a
I
little
wanna be a
gremlin?
little
goblin.
gremlin man.
Just
Yeah.
want to be a little guy,
Yeah.
You're an introvert. My assumption is you were very interested in VTubing, but you were really scared and you didn't want to ask anybody because you didn't want to bother anybody.
Oh
But
my
now
god.
I'm telling you
Damn.
that I'm going to turn you into one, and you're like, oh my God, I'm
Oh, damn. I mean, if the like one of the biggest VTubers ever is like, I'm gonna make you into one. I mean, how can you say no at that point?
scared, but I'm excited.
It's like you're reading a book, and that book is called My Brain by me, um, because you nailed it. And that's a very exciting prospect, and I would love to chat more about that. But this has
Yes.
been such a wonderful conversation, and I really appreciate you taking the time, diving down the rabbit hole of just researching to have like a baseline for this conversation. I immediately became sort of fascinated by your story and was so excited to chat with you, and you certainly did not disappoint. So thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time.
I'm
I
so
was so
glad.
nervous when I first started, and now my tummy feels nothing.
All the butterflies have gone to sleep because of the two wolves.
whoa.
Yes.
The tool
Our
that's the
We're
wolves.
two
full
wolves
circle.
inside of us. Ma-
Okay, that was I think that was a decent video. Um like I think it's just a good outreach. I think this video is just in general like good just for people in general to just who maybe don't understand VTubers as much to get a better understanding of about VTubers. Damien acting like his VTuber model wouldn't be a pitch-in. Uh After Camilla, another VTuber, had some crazed fan slip an air tag into a gift he gave her to con, only to show up at her house trying to break into her garage with a fucking switchhammer. Oh yeah, right, yeah. I don't fault Mousy or any VTuber or content creator being careful with identity. No, that's a very valid point. 100%. Poor Camilla, fucking psychopath. Damien is someone who could absolutely excel at being a VTuber. Honestly, surprised he hasn't dabbled yet. Okay, the comments really seem pretty positive and nice. Chris Broad in the thumbnail made me so happy. We're so back, y'all. I was at Damien's stream last night and he was so happy to meet her before he had to go raided her stream, and it was the sweetest thing. I'm so glad they picked him to interview Mousy as both a fan of his and her. This was an amazing video. Oh, it's nice that this seems very positive. That's very sweet. But yeah, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.